Hey guys, welcome back to Talking About Today. Another mini golf Monday video here on Talking About Today. Alright, so we went up to Whitehouse Station and played the 18-hole miniature golf course at Al Bames Golf Center. They have a driving range, miniature golf, and they also supposedly had, I think, a pitch and putt. I didn't see it there. We didn't really check it out. Excuse me. But we went up there. It was a nice course. It was a very, it was a course where you would use your angles, where you were starting here, and you were going straight, and then a left, and the hole was over on your left. So you kind of had to directional it right and get it down there. Last week I told you I got a hole in one. This week, neither Vika Joe nor I were able to land any holes in one. Probably the highlight, actually there were a couple of highlights for this small old course. And funny thing, we got there's nobody there. I mean, there were a couple of guys using the driving range, but there's a sign there, put the money in the jar. Well, there was no sign to even say how much the miniature golf was. I even went online and looked to see if I could find something. Nothing. I'm like, what do I do? So I'm like, all right, maybe somebody will be here when we leave. And we used our own golf balls from Turkey Hill Creamery. You can get them online. They come in 4 colors, pink, blue, lime, and purple. Turkey Hill Experience. Turkey Hill. So we used 2 of those balls. We brought our own club. And you'll see some video after I'm done speaking here. But it was or during it, whatever, I don't know. So it was really a nice little course. Upkeep was all right. I think like one of the holes there were like a whole bunch of golf balls on it. I don't know what that was about. We just kind of just brushed them to the side. But it had some holes with options. A couple where you went up the hill. A couple different holes you could go in. There were a couple bridges you had to underneath. I want to say it was the 3rd or 4th hole. You had to launch it up this hill and over all these rocks. I mean, it was just like concrete and rocks. And then the putting green was back. So, matter of fact, along the fence, they had a net up. So that, because I guess so many people, and I know we did, we hit the netting, and it comes down onto the green. But you really had to launch it. And matter of fact, I hit it the first time, it went down in the rocks. So I had to hit it again, So that was my, 1, 2, I ended up getting a 4 on it. But, the coolest hole was, and it was the first time we ever did a hole with a windmill. And Vika Joe put his right through. Mine almost got hit by the windmill as it was coming down. Just missed it. But we both got it through. And then there's a couple other holes where you got to launch it over some stuff. There's a couple little bridges you hit it underneath. There's a bridge you hit it over. So it was really nice. But we got to the last hole, and it looked like maybe it was one of those holes that at one time, if you hit it in the right spot, up the center line, you maybe got a free game. But, I said to Vika, I said, listen, I said, you hit it up the center, you get a 1. If you go left or right, I said, you get a 3. So he was like, okay, cool. So he went first, he went to the left, I went to the right, so we both said, okay, we get 3s. So Vika says, where's the balls? I said, oh, they go in the building. He's like, oh. So then I look, and I'm like, oh, no, they're right here. He's got to unlock it and get the balls out. He goes, there are balls. I was like, oh, no. So Vika Joe tried crawling up there, but there were a couple people around. I didn't want him, calling the guy and say, hey, somebody's, trying to break into one of your 18th hole. And he was like, no, I don't think he was trying with the golf club. So I said, don't worry about it. But I said, listen, I said, he got 2 of our balls. I said, just take a ball from the rack. So he actually took a yellow ball home with him. And he's like, I committed golf ball robbery. I said, no, you didn't. It was a swap. It was a trade. But there was actually a sign there. If you had any problems, to call the guy. But I didn't want to bother him. I guess the house was up on the hill. I didn't want to bother the guy. But still, there was nobody there. We didn't know how much money it was. So I'm like, I don't know. So I put a $20 bill and I took a 5 out. We paid $15. So like $7.50 each, adult and child. I don't know. I mean, if it was more, I'm sorry. Again, there's no prices there to tell you how much it is. I mean, but again, if I ever do go back or I'm up that way, maybe I'll just stop in, see if somebody's around. And I'll ask him. And if it is more, I'll give him the difference, and maybe get our golf balls back. But it was a nice course. It's not too far from the range in Branchburg. This is Albane's Golf Center in Whitehouse Station, New Jersey. And it's not too far from the range in Branchburg, New Jersey. So if you're up that way on 22, and the range I know is 36 holes, this was 18. So if you have the time, there's a couple courses there, 3 courses, 2 different places you could hit there. And as we discussed last year, the range is a beautiful course, one of the nicest around. I think maybe the only nicer one we have played would have been the one in Clark. Um, that's I don't remember the name, but it was in Clark, New Jersey. But Albane's, it's a real old place. Last year we played Farmer Brown's down in Farmingdale. That was very old. This one's very old, but I think it's upkept a little bit more. It's a little bit nicer. I did like it, and so check out the video. I'm glad you're here. Another mini golf episode, and back-to-back weeks with them, mini golf Mondays, and we hope to do another one maybe in 2 or 3 weeks down the road and get a couple more out. But again, thanks for joining us. Everybody stay safe. Take care. See you guys next time.